Being a criminal defense lawyer for over 18 years and having a high volume of DUI as a part of my practice, I get asked all the time, whether it's friends, family, relatives, acquaintances, they want to know what happens during a DUI stop. And that's the good thing, is they're asking me what happens because they haven't gotten it and they want to avoid that. So I'm going to give you some of the things that happen during a DUI stop that I see routinely. No DUI stop is the same, but there should be a set kind of pattern of things to happen for this to be a valid DUI investigation or a valid arrest. First, your car has to be pulled over for a traffic infraction, or if you were in an accident and you were on the side of the road, that would give the officer reason to start an investigation. But let's say you're pulled over for a traffic infraction, the officer would come up to the side of the ask you for your license and registrations. Now, if you had been weaving all over the road, if you had been asleep at a stoplight, or you've done something that might already raise an officer's suspicion that you're under the influence, the officer's going to take great note of what you do next. Meaning, when he asks for your license and registration, they're going to look to see if you can actually pull out your license and registration without fumbling it. Yes, they look at whether or not you get nervous or you fumble your license and registration, because a lot of times officers ask for license and registration and get handed a credit card. So my suggestion to you is, if you keep your license and registration exactly where you know that it is, in a safe, easy area to get it, whether it's above your head in a visor or in your glove box, I like to have a little binder like this that keeps insurance and registration all in one easy foldable package, so that if the event comes that I have to hand my license and registration over, I can pull out my license out of my wallet, hand my registration and insurance to the officer without fumbling around a wallet, a glove box, any type of carrier that you may have. So keep it all together in an easy spot so that you can access it without fumbling, because that's the first thing they're going to look at. They're going to make other observations of you too. They're going to see if you have red bloodshot eyes, if you slur your speech, if you have what they call low or mumbled speech. So if an officer is speaking with you, speak clearly and directly. Okay, another thing that they're going to look for is an odor of alcohol on your breath. So if you have been drinking and you have the odor of alcohol on your breath, it's going to be on your breath. Now, I'm not going to tell you what you should do to mask that. That's not what this purpose of this video is today. If you are asked out of the vehicle to do field sobriety exercises, there's typically 3 that are standardized that they're going to do to see if they need to do further ones. The first one is going to be HGN, horizontal gaze nystagmus. That is where they use a pen light and they track your eyes. There's a scientific reasoning why they do that, and I will tell you, most officers in the state of Florida aren't what's called a DRE, drug recognition expert. They're not going to be able to testify in court the results of those findings. However, they will do it because there's studies saying that that is the most reliable part of all the DUI exercises to determine if you are actually impaired by drugs or alcohol. After that, they're going to have you do either the walk and turn, more than likely the walk and turn, and that's where they put a line down on the ground and you're going to walk 9 steps heel to toe, then do a turnaround and walk back. Again, what the officer is looking, not only the performance of the exercise, is your ability to listen, to follow instructions and go when commanded. The next test, typically, or exercise, most people think of them as tests, it's going to be the one-legged stand. You're going to choose a leg to raise. You're going to keep it up 6 inches off the ground, arms at your side, held tilted back, and you're going to estimate 30 seconds. They're going to look to see if your leg goes down at all, if you fall off balance, or you estimate short or estimate over the 30 seconds. They're going to take any kind of indicator that you're not following the directions as a sign that you're impaired. After that, there may be the finger to nose test, and everybody's seen that, where you stand, arms at your side, head tilted back, eyes closed, and you're asked to go left, right, left, right, right, left, something like that. That's typically one of the last exercises that are done. Sometimes you're asked to do the alphabet, where you simply stand still, close your eyes, tilt your head back, and say the alphabet. There is no doing the alphabet backwards. There is no skip every other letter. That's a myth. If they're doing that, those aren't standardized. Now, the last exercise that is the most important one that you should know, if the officer is instructing you to close your eyes, put your hands back like you're doing a skiing position, and tilt your head up, that's when you know you're going to be arrested. That is not an exercise, that is a trick, so that the officer can get behind you and handcuff you without having to deal with an unruly DUI suspect. So if you have any questions about DUI investigations, download our informational guide, what you need to know about your DUI case before you do anything. It's available on our website. You can click the link below.